Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Om Íśopanișad idagam sarvam yat kinca jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjithaha magridha kasvasiddhanam. In this whole universe, whatever is there, mortal, they are mortal. Maybe their span of life is in 5 digits, 6 digits, maybe. Yet it has a starting point and it has an ending point also. So that is why we call it mortal. So the whole universe, this mortal universe, is covered by Paramatma, and constantly we have to think of it. Then only that knowledge will come. Because this Dvaita Sharira Brahma, that dual illusory body, which is the illusory imagination, mithya kalpanika, of effect of eternal ignorance, will be destroyed only by knowledge. Because vastutaha, paramarthika, taha, from absolute, in absolute, there is no body. Only our vision is impure. That is why all that creation, only Paramatma is there, only Brahman is there. So we have to think in that way. And in that, our desire will go off, attachment, false attachments will go off. And slowly, our sense of duality will be reduced, and one day it will go off. You know, as if that portion will come, that, and I told in one class also, that if sandalwood is dipped into water for a long time, there will be bad smell of fungus. But if we dry it in the scorching sun, under the scorching sun, then we start rubbing it, again the good smell will come, because this is the intrinsic nature of the sandalwood. Likewise, Atma has been covered by a lot of fungus. Not that black fungus, yellow fungus, white fungus. That Atma is covered by the fungus called body, gross body, subtle body, causal body, and means G virus, S virus, C virus or C fungus. G fungus, S fungus and C fungus. Gross body fungus, subtle body fungus and causal body fungus. And within that all emotions, thoughts, everything is there. And we think those are real. And we start crying, don't you have any emotion for me? You are such an emotionless person. So and so in our daily life, we know very well. So the thing is, we have to put the bhavana of Atma, that everything is Atma. This thought process will purify my vision of duality or plurality. Through enjoyments, through pleasures of sense organs, our dehatma buddhi will not go. And because in our dehatma buddhi, means this body is Atma, body is I, in that duality, other illusion will be started. Other things will be real to me, will appear as real to me. Then there will be greed factor. So, for that, karma sannyasa, renunciation of karma, is the only way. Not renunciation of any activities. The renunciation of sense of doership and enjoyership should go off. Bhagwan Shankaracharya ji, in his commentary, he has written it very nicely. What Shankara Bhaashya? Isha ishte iti it tena Isha. Shankara Bhaashya is starting. This is the first line. He's telling one who lords it, over is eat. Okay, is eat. Eat, what is eat? Eat is derived form of the root, mainly noun stem, eat, Isha. So, Isha means to rule or to have power. It's a verbal root, eat. Isha. From Ish, Prathama is eat. Okay. So one who lords it over is eat. Isha means by eat, not eat. By eat, by the Lord. He who is the supreme ruler and supreme self of all is the Lord. Okay, what Bhagwan Shankaracharya is writing, Ishita Parameshwaraha Paramatma Sarvasya Sa Hi Sarvam Ishte Sarvajantunam Atma San pratyag atmataya tena swena rupena atmana ishavasyam achadanyam. Okay, so what does it mean? He is the Lord. He is the self of all being, and as such rules all. So Isha means by the Lord in his true form as the self, Vasyam should be covered. Kim, what is to be covered? Bhagwan Shankaracharya is writing that idam sarvam yat kincha, and Bhagwan is also explaining in his Bhăşya that what is the meaning of yat kincha? Yat kinchit jagatyam. Then he is explaining the word jagatyam, he is telling prithivyam jagat. Tat sarvam svena atmana ishena pratyagatmataya aham eva idam sarvam iti paramartha satya rupena anritam idam sarvam characharam achadaniyam svena paramatmana. What does it mean? Idam sarvam yat kincha, all his whatsoever, all this whatsoever. Jagat moves, jagatyam on the earth. So all this is to be covered by one's own self, means the Lord through his supreme reality, means which is present in the realization as the indwelling self of all. I am all this that is unreal, whether moving or not moving, is to be covered by one's own supreme self. Then he is writing yatha chandana agaru adehe udakadi sambandhaja kledadijam aupadhikam daurgandhyam tat swarupa nigharshanena achhadyate svena paramarthikena gandhena tadvad evahi swatmani adhyastam swabhavikam kartritva bhoktritvadi lakshanam jagat dvaita rupam jagatyam prithivyam jagatyam iti upalakshanarthatvam thvat swarvam eva nama rupakam rama rupa karma akhyam vikarajatam paramartha satyatma bhavanaya tyaktam syat. So as the adventitious bad odor of sandal, agaru, etc., resulting from moisture, etc., because of their contact with water, etc., is covered up by their natural smells through the process of rubbing those woods themselves. Just so, whatsoever moves on the earth will be abundant through the contemplation of the self, which is the supreme truth. Whatever moves means the apparent duality. The effect of ignorance, which is characterized by such ideas as doership, enjoyership, etc., and which is superimposed on one's own self. And the phrase on the earth having been used illustratively for all the worlds, it follows that all the bundle of modifications known as name, form, and action will be abandoned through the contemplation of the self, which is the supreme truth. Clear? Then Bhagwan is writing in a very beautiful manner and very easy. Bhagwan's Bhăşya writing style is really wonderful. Evam Ishvara Atma Bhavanaya Yuktasya Putra Adi Eshanatraya Sannyasa Eva Adhikaraha Na Karmasu Tena Tyaktena. I told earlier also here Bhagavan Tyaktena meant Tyagena. So Tena Tyaktena Tyagena iti arthaha. Nahi tyakto or tyaktaha mritaha putraha va vrittaha va atma sambandhita abhava abhavat atmanam palayati ataha tyagena iti ayam eva vedarthaha bhunjithaha palayethaha. So, what does it mean? Just a minute. He who is thus engaged in the thought of the self as God has competence only for renouncing the three kinds of desire for sun, etc. Bhagavan has written. But what our Upanishad says, according to Brihadaranya Upanishad 4.4.22, Brihadaranya Upanishad 4.4.22, here it is telling the Eshana Traya, Putraishana, Vittaishana, and Lokaishana. Desire for sun, desire for wealth, desire for worlds, means name and fame. Those three desires are basic desire. So the thing is, so for renouncing the three kinds of desire for sun, etc., and not for karma, tena tyaktena, through that detachment. Tyaktena means through detachment and not by any abundant thing. For a son or a servant, when abandoned or dead, does not protect one, since he has no connection with oneself. So the meaning of the Vedic word Tyaktena is indeed this through renunciation. Bhunjithaha means protect. Then Bhagwan is writing, Evam tyakta eshanastvam ma gridhaha gridhimakaksha ma karshi dhana vishayam kasya svit dhanam kasyachit parasya swasya badhanam ma kangshihi iti arthaha. Svit iti anarthakaha nipataha athava ma gridhaha kasmat kasya siddhanam iti aksheparthaha na kasyachit dhanamasti yat gridhyeta atma eva idam sarvam iti Ishvara bhavanaya sarvam tyaktam ataha atmanaha eva idam sarvam atma eva cha sarvam ataha mithya vishayam gridhim ma karshihi iti arthaha. So what does it mean? He told Punjithaha means protect. You who have thus renounced desires, ma gridhaha, do not covet, do not cherish any desire for wealth, do not long for kasya svid, anybody's, either your own or somebody else's. What? Dhanam, wealth. This is the meaning. The word svid is a meaningless particle. Or the meaning is this: do not covet. Why? Kasva svid dhanam. Whose is wealth? This question is used in the sense of denial because nobody has any wealth which can be coveted. The idea is this: everything has been renounced through this thought of the Lord. All this is but the self, so that all this belongs to the self, and the self is all. Therefore, do not have any hankering for things that is unreal. So far as the knower of the Supreme Self is concerned, the purport of the Vedic text, that is of the first verse, is this: that the self is to be saved through firm devotedness to the knowledge of the self after the renunciation of the threefold desire for sons, etc., as for the other person who is unable to cognize the self because of his mental preoccupation with the non-self. So, Vedic text imparts this instruction. In our second mantra, we will learn that. So today we will just chant the second mantra. Please chant with me. Kurvanneveha karmani. Kurvanneveha karmani. जिजीविषेत् शतगुं समाः जिजीविषेत् शतगुं समाः एवं त्वयि नान्यथेतः एवं त्वयि नान्यथेतः or you can tell the next part also. Evam tvai nanyathetosти. Evam tvai nanyathetosti. Nakarma lipyate nare. Nakarma lipyate nare. Together. कुर्वन्नेवेह कर्माणि जिजीविषेच्छतगुं समाः एवं त्वयि नान्यथेतोस्ति न कर्म लिप्यते नरे. Once more. कुर्वन्नेवेह कर्माणि जिजीविषेच्छतगुं समाः एवं त्वयि नान्यथेतोस्ति न कर्म लिप्यते नरे. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम.